Okay, so back for session 4 of New Consultant Training. So the next section is actually called Put on Your Party Dress and Shine. So we are ready to talk about all things at the party, before the party, during the party, after the party. So let's talk about that. And the very first thing I want to start with is what to wear, okay? So Mary Kay, we are in the image business. And Mary Kay is all about looking the part. And I can remember Jill saying to me one time, Rebecca, when you walk into a party, you want everybody to know that you are the consultant. And so I love what Mary Kay has done. Mary Kay has created a whole business attire, if you want to say, and you may not know that. You might be like, really? You can buy clothes from Mary Kay? You can. One is you can buy a beauty coat. So this is the beauty coat. I'm going to stand up, Jess. I don't know if you'll be able to do this, but this is the beauty coat. And the beauty coat, this is the newest one. They do have 2 different styles, the old one and this is the new one. And you can wear this to every appointment. You can just put a skirt with it, a dress with it. It is becoming winter right now, and so I've got it with a turtleneck right now, and anyways, so you can wear it whatever you want to wear it with. I love it because it has pockets in it. I actually found a lipstick that I was looking for all week from last week in here. So, but it's great. So you can put brushes in here if you're working on with color, you name it, extra pens. It's awesome. So I highly recommend the beauty coat, if I could say so, because it is just the best thing to have for your business attire. And then you don't have to think about what you wear to your appointments. You just add your dress to it, and you can wear the same dress to every appointment. I know that might sound crazy, but I know people who do that. So attire, very important, and you want to make sure that you have your face on. And you might say, what does that mean? That means you want to make sure that you have a full color look on as you go to an appointment. You want them to know that you are the one that is promoting the product that night. They're not going to have to say, who's the consultant here? All right, so that's my little speech on image. The next thing is let's talk about all about the party, the getting the party started. So on page 63, I love this. It says, you may be thinking, can I just sell products to friends I know and not hold parties? And you sure can. You absolutely can. But you will miss out on the most efficient way to reach women and meet potential customers and contacts. Not to mention all the fun that you'll have at parties. And I will tell you, they are a blast. You want to have them. So Mary Kay parties give customers a chance to try before they buy. And holding parties is what Mary Kay and most direct selling companies are all about. So it pays to party. Why? Because you meet people. You meet new people there because magic happens around the kitchen table. And I will totally agree with that. So they'll say, if you're frustrated with your business, book and hold a skincare party. If you want to have more fun in your business, book and hold a skincare party. So what makes more sense for you to do Mary Kay and how to do Mary Kay? Book and hold a party. All right, so let's talk about before the party. What are things that you do? Well, my amazing offspring, I love her. She's so creative. She's fantastic. Has put together a great sheet. And I love what they talk about in the book. I really do. Practice makes perfect. Conduct a party. Do another party. Of course, use the flip chart. We're going to talk about that. But what Joni has done is she has put together a sheet which is called the Full Circle Party Tracking and Organizational Workshop. Okay, worksheet, not workshop. It's not a workshop. We're not planning a workshop. But it's a worksheet that just tells you everything you want to do before the party to make sure that you have a successful event, a successful skincare party. And my recommendation, which I love this sheet so much, and I wish Miss Betty House was here because she's phenomenal at this. What Betty does is she takes a manila folder, a mailing folder, and she tapes this to the folder, and this is what she uses for all of her parties. So she gathers all the information for the party on the front of it, and then as the party starts and then ends, all of the receipts and everything go into the folder part of the envelope. and any loose information, maybe any receipts if she's hosting the party, go into that. And then all of the party information is right there in one folder. And this is how she really keeps track of who was at the party, who didn't get to come to the party, who she talked to, who she pre-profiled, which pre-profiling is so key for success in your appointments. And the company talks in here over a span of 2 pages all about pre-profiling and what you want to say. And I actually love how they talk about this because it is something that I've been doing for 22 years. It is a way to guarantee that guests are going to come to your appointment. It is a way to guarantee that you are going to build a relationship with that person. It is a way to possibly guarantee, I would say, that you're going to book another appointment from that person. And from that, you will get more business from her over and over again. She's going to become a great customer of yours. And so pre-profiling really is you contacting the person, finding out a couple just brief facts about her skin and about herself and what she's looking forward to doing at the appointment. And then when you go there and you set up for the appointment, it makes your job so much easier. So also, another thing it does is it makes your life easier when you get to the appointment to have everything set up for her, and the tray will be complete when that person arrives at the appointment, and you will look so professional. So pre-profiling is key. You ask them a few short questions about their skin, and then you write it down. Actually, you just fill it in on this great customer profile card, which I will say to you, and I've talked about this, is like gold to you. You need to treat this with a lot of respect because it is going to be your way of building your business for years to come. It's going to bring you so much business. This card right here, it gives you facts, it gives you information, and then they give you a ton of things on the back of it the day of the party, which we'll go through that. Okay, so the key thing is for you, and I can't say it enough, these pages, what we went over in the last session and this session, you want to read this from page to page with a highlighter, reading this. It tells you how soon you should arrive. You should arrive a half an hour to 45 minutes early to the appointment. It also talks about the 4-point recruiting, which I love. It's the first step of the 4-point recruiting. It actually addresses that and the importance of it. So if you turn to so that is key, and I'm just going to point that out on page 64 and 65. Please, please, please read that. On page 66, it says during the party. Now, on these pages, I'm going to tell you that we have kind of set up for you our way, what I feel like is your best foot forward kind of way of doing a party, and it's called the Perfect Party. And this will be found or can be found in your next step or on our site. The Perfect Party, and actually this sheet too, will be found on our site. So these 2 things are key for you for following how to have your best perfect party. In this book, on page 66 and 67, it talks about what to say, how to say it. And it tells you, kind of gives you a breakdown of how long it should take you to do your party. Now, I want you to know that no party is quite the same. It depends on who is there, how many people are there, and everything kind of has to fall into place. So I want you to know that. So when I say the perfect party, like no party is quite perfect. I want you to know that. But what I try to do with the Perfect Party is to set up kind of like guidelines for you on how to follow to have the best success that you can possibly have. And if everything goes according to plan, then you will have what I call the Perfect Party. So it says they're here. Having the hostess introduce guests to you as they arrive can help them feel more comfortable, while guests are treated to satin hands pampering and offering, and others are filling out the rest of their profiles. You can begin by selecting their CC shades. So those things, yes, absolutely. And that's kind of a part of this sheet, but you definitely want to look over the sheet. I love the timeline that they give. It shows you, and you want to add that into your flip chart. And this is where the flip chart comes in hand. All right. Move on to page 69. It says on page 69, party pointers. It is important at your skincare party that you go to give, not to get. I promise that this will help you to succeed. So I say this to you. Another way to say this is, and I've tried to teach this to my daughter, who's a Mary Kay consultant now, is that Jill used to say to me, Rebecca, you can't walk into a party with dollar signs. You can't go in there with the expectation that you have to set out to make an X amount of money. And I will tell you that many of you guys may have heard my story of why I came into Mary Kay, but I came in to pay off debt. So for me, I did look at it like I need to make X amount of dollars when I go into an appointment, and I'm leaving my family or I'm leaving my part-time job. You know, it's a part-time job to me, but I still, my incentive of doing Mary Kay was income. And so I did need to make income, but she said, if you go in with a set, like I've got to make 300 tonight, or I've got to sell this amount of sets or whatever, then it's probably not going to happen. Because when you go in to enrich a woman's life and you show them the beauty of this business, it will come back to you. And once I got that, and once I learned that, everything started to fall into place. So I challenge you to understand that, and to go in knowing that this product will sell itself. If you trust and believe in what this company has done for you already in advance, you will be successful. And that's what page 69 really does talk about. Okay, page 70 and 71. Oh, party tips from the top. Okay, again, you want to get your highlighter and you want to just highlight away. I have underlined this page. If I could show you, like I have underlined this page. It's powerful. For example, Heather Danielle Kent says, women never want to be sold something, but they love to buy, so have fun. If you have fun, your guests will have fun. So don't you feel that theme as I talk about parties with you? Here's a great script, okay? Sometimes people come to a party and have no interest in the opportunity, and that's great because I love customers. But if you are interested, I would love to talk to you about it during our individual consultation. So this is how she kind of talks about, hey, this may be for you, this may not be for you, watch what I do. And if it is for you, we'll talk about it at the end. So I love how she just says, watch what I do. And some people come to a party and have no interest, but then they see what I do, and then they want to know more. So it's just a great way. Learn these little segues into learning more about the company and the opportunity that's there for people. Okay, so after the party, what do you do at the close when you meet with them one-on-one? The individual close is so key. We are going to put together a video for you to see actually how to do an individual close. And so that is going to get covered in another section where it's just going to be like a video that's entitled Individual Close. But this is where I hand out the set sheet at the very end. So on page 72, 73, the set sheet. And I actually do a whole thing on the set sheet, a video on our spectacular sets. So after a party, at the end of the party, we hand out the set sheet and I actually go through it, and there's a video on this. Now the company really talks about what it means to do an individual close and the questions that you ask. The questions are powerful. On page 73 it says, our little secret, the only way to make a sale is to ask for it. And if you involve the guest, ask for the order will come naturally. So there are great questions. I do recommend that you highlight that and you use that. Those questions are key. They are part of our closing, but I would recommend that you take those again and you learn them. This is powerful. This book is a powerful tool for you to use. So I challenge you with that. The other thing is, if you take a look on page 74 and 75, on page 74 and 75, it talks about the follow-up, the color appointment. So I'm going to tell you this. Your follow-up, your color appointment is going to be something that you are, as you're first starting out, you're only going to want to do just a tiny little bit of color with them to start because you want to entice them to come back for more. So my recommendation is to do what we call a dash out the door. And a dash out the door is 2 cream eye colors, a contour or a blush, and a lip gloss. with a little bit of mascara. And then what you do is you rebook them to have their color appointment. So it talks in here on page 74 and 75 just a little bit about how to schedule that color appointment. That is also in your flip chart, and you're gonna get better as you book your skincare appointments. You're gonna then get better at people wanting to schedule follow-up appointments with you for color. The company has created great look cards for you, so don't be afraid of color because the company has put together great cards for you to use. I will tell you, when I first started, I didn't have a lot of, I didn't know a lot about color, and so I had to learn, and those color cards were fantastic for that. So that is something that you will learn as you build your business. So in closing, I want you to know that we have just completed session 4, and we will come back next week and do session 5 and session 6 together and be complete. So